Hi, salutations, greetings. My name is Marge, Margie. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Welcome to my tube. Welcome to my tiny tube. Minnie's back in there. He's trying to settle in. Mom has a bad headache, so she went to bed early. I just went and turned on the stars. I have one of those projector, like $15 clocks that you get at Walgreens that projects the stars on the stars on the ceiling. She likes it, so just went and tucked her in and tucked in. And Benny's back there. Luna's up on her chair. This moon, all this energy, man. My dog Luna, she's very, oh gosh, she's just such a cool dog. We used to watch Animal Planet, and when there would be like aggression on the screen, or like somebody, there was hunting or something like that, she would run at the TV. And I have her little nail like in there because she'd run at the TV. God bless her, she's just on it, and she's the one in the backyard that is like the hunter. She gets stuck in her little hunter loop, and she'll go, if there's a bush, even if it's one little bush in the backyard, she'll go back and forth, and she's just like tuned in to this. She's dialed in. So I was trying to listen today more than speak, is what my purpose was. I set the timer for 555. And then about quarter till, I started listening to Truth or Die. I really like that guy. He's a cool. I like him. And I was watching his video. I got caught up in that, and I'm just like, if there is a reset, who knows what timeline stuff is gonna land on? But if there is a reset, I hope I'm around dudes like and families and people like that, Because I would go out and do the work with that guy, and like help, and create and do stuff like that, While all the the women folk were back, But I would be in the garden too. I would see. That's the thing. I was listening to. I had a pretty wild day. I started off listening to these old interviews by this guy that was in the occult or whatever, and then he found God and changed his mission to saving people and stuff like that. He was really demonizing people with ESP, extrasensory perceptions. And the way I always looked at it is, I'm like, that's the stuff those are the gifts that God gives you. God gives you though. God gives, it's what we do with them is what is dastardly. I don't use mine I don't even like freaking words are spells, see? And people get what they want with the words that they say. I just come out and say to people what I want, so nobody ever has to wonder, and I've done it my whole life, so I'm in pretty good standing. But there's the people that live in the heart space that like to manipulate and control, and just, it's all power. And I never been into that because of my life path. I've always been for the underdog and sticking up for people to free them of these freaking weird control paradigms that I've always seen. I was listening to this interview by Rosie McGowan. I think we might be around the same age. Maybe, I don't know how old she is. But it was an interview that she did in the London something or something. The guy had a really pretentious suit on. Oh my God. Anyway, but she she articulated things that I felt, and she put them into words that I'd never been able to put it. And I'm good with words. I love words because I always struggled to get people to understand where I was coming from. Fact is people are very aware of where I'm coming from. They just don't give a fuck. The people that I had been grown up around, because I was around a lot of very controlling people. I mean, I couldn't even eat shit. I mean, everybody ran my life, So, I mean, it was Anyway, so the thing of it is we all have free will, and we can either grow and live from our spirit, the heart space of our spirit, or into the ego. And people bury their spirit and go into the ego a lot, and that's what we're seeing in the storylines today, all over, everywhere. It's everywhere. It's all over, everywhere. And but what she helped me articulate is because, you know, the very unorthodox upbringing I had, it started settling down probably when 12, but there was always violence and stuff like that. And then, you know, by the time I was 18, I still 21, probably when I moved to Omaha. You know, things shifted where it was like the violence was removed. And when I moved to Sacramento, probably. Yeah, Sacramento. When I moved to Sacramento. When I left Redding. Yeah, the place that I was trying to go back to. Yeah. Anyway, I want to go back to the foothills, though. I don't want to go back to Redding. Any city right now is really going to be dangerous. Any place of population. Just because of, well, things are going to get tight. Food sparsely. And I would rather, you know... You know, it's easier to freaking, you know, share food and things like that in your community than it is to, you know, we already know how people act in city with toilet paper, so when they can't get their freaking pizza rolls and shit, man. Ooh, boy. Uh-oh, buddy, you know. Or maybe not. Maybe none of it's going to happen. Who knows what storyline, what trajectory we're going to go on. So what she helped me to, what she had said was she never had a program. She didn't go by everybody else's program. And I was like, holy crap, I never went by anybody else's program too, either. I mean, I did to some extent, I like how she correct people's grammar too. Like, that's what I used to do. If somebody was going to insult me, I'm like, that's all you got? Why don't you say something about this? And then I'd make fun of myself. And then I would do it much better than they would. And then they would feel like a fucking idiot. And then be like, I'm like, go read a book. And then, you know, maybe learn something. Then you can come back and really poke the bears if you want. But I just always had to let stuff go because everybody was such a dick to me because I was just a little weird girl, you know, that looked like a boy. And I was, and that's another thing that she helped with the realization is like, I've always just identified myself as a human spirit having a human experience, you know, so I always felt like I was, you know, I knew I was a girl. I know I'm female. But I always liked the masculine stuff. And then when I got into my birth chart and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, well, these, you know, there's Aries and this masculine energy, and I have a lot of masculine energy. I got a lot of feminine energy, too. But I always denounced and denied it because I equated that with freaking, you know, because Mom always got her ass kicked, you know. She didn't know how to keep her mouth closed. Well, I learned how to defend myself because of that. Pretty good at it too. I ain't trying to draw no, but I can hold my own. You know, I don't back down either. I don't. Nope. Anyway, so I really appreciated her for that perspective. You know, it's like I never fit into anybody. And so now, and look at all the people that fit in the same program. I mean, I've been surrounded by structures and groups of program my whole entire, like, in the Air Force. I'm like, what is this? I thought this is the place that people went to find structure. To find structure. And there were rules, and there's regulations, and there's standards, and this was supposed to be the best in the world. And I was at a prestigious base, and I'm like, this is a fucking bullshit pony show. And it's all systems, and they're none of them are created for an end result. None of them. And it was painfully, brutally, painfully hard to see. And then all the years after because then I got into Dr. XU, and you know, and then all the years after the fireworks, and so I hate fireworks, man. You send people over to foreign countries and blow up families and do all this horrific shit so some old rich billionaires can get more billionaire, and then you freaking remind them of the noise. We got post-traumatic stress. We don't like it. So I was perfectly okay with this last 4th of July of them not blowing them. Actually, they still blew them off. My dog, have you ever seen, I've seen pictures of dogs go through double-plated glass, reinforced glass, trying to get away from the blast. But everybody loves their fucking, no, a very, very small percentage of people love that shit. The rest of us have to put up with it. See? We have to tolerate it and put up with it. So think about next time you're listening to your poppity pop pop pops. There's probably some service people in your neighborhood going, Jesus Christ, bro, just fucking stop. Like, how long do I have to listen to them? How long do I have to endure other people's noise and cognitive dissonance all the time? Because I already wear hair, to block out freaking noise and shit, just because people have to, stimulate the economy. Stimulate the economy. They paint the yellow lines like every 2 weeks in Salem. They're always painting lines. They're always painting lines. They're and every time I go to Walmart, every time I go to Wally World, every time, I hate going to the store, but that's just where I can get everything at one time and be done. Every time I go there, there's more and more people that live in tents and fields. Every single time. See, and that's what, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. I hope God bless you, sir, and I hope that you get well soon, buddy. He looks good. I like him without all the shit on his face, without all the makeup, I saw an interview earlier, because he's not wearing his tie. It looked like he has body armor on to me. And I think that's why he left. I think that I suspect that people are trying to get after him because he is bringing a lot of people down. Yep. I'm seeing like shifts and stuff all over the place. A lot of people are. It's not just me. But there's just major movement. And it's just people are scared. I watched episode 9 of Aquarius Rising Africa. They just put out episode 9 a couple days ago, and Jessie's trying to do all the explain all the hand signals and stuff like that. And she explains them. She does a very, very good job. And that's the thing is I remember learning about that stuff because it was all over Reading too, the 40th parallel. So I'm just and because people talked about it, I always looked at this for the secret handshakes and stuff like that. And it's everywhere. Recovery conferences, symposia, every time there's huge corporation, I always thought about that, about the people that always got, it's why do they go to Las Vegas? But the huge companies and stuff I always work for, or in the Midwest, the other huge companies that I wouldn't want to work for, but they always sent to Las Vegas, the VIPs and the important people always, and it's Sin City. And then I was and then it's I was listening to that Tamara Knight chick, listen to her storytellers and her perception on her account of how she's seen things, and she's like, hey, Los Angeles. And I was like, Los Angeles? And she's like, it's the city of Los Angeles. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I'm like, why don't people understand that a lost angel is a demon? It's the city of demons. And I was born right there in the 34th. Artie just is having a dream. Leave my dog alone if you're picking on my dog because I'm busting out your Luciferi tail. No, my dogs are heavily protected. They ward off the nefarious. You don't sleep, you don't wake things when they're sleeping, because you don't know what they're doing in their other dimensions. That's why, like, people like wartime folks and stuff like that, you don't know if they're combating an enemy, and then you wake them up. Oh, you want a bologna sandwich? And they're like, think that you're this, they're not all the way awake. There's a lot of ways that I see a lot of ways that people treat people that I'm like, you just don't treat people that way. You just don't say things like that. You just don't do that. I talked to my mom. I was talking to my brother last week. He's like, how long do you think she's going to live? I'm like, we don't think in terms like that. It's like, what if I were to ask you how long your daughter was going to live? I'm just like, what the freaking, and people say, I don't have a filter. See, it's when people say stupid shit like that, that's when I'm like, I know you ain't the product of siblings because we came from the same place. It's like, come on. And I'm the rude and insensitive one? So, yeah, City of Los Angeles, it's lost angels. A lost angel is a demon is a fallen angel. You don't get angels without demons, and you don't have demons without angels. So ain't none of them, they're all going to be around in some capacity. Ain't nothing going to win 100%. What's happening in the world today is people are rectifying the demons in themselves. I was so disappointed. I was all for that guy, that dude that I listened to this morning. And then this afternoon, he was like demonizing people that have ESP. Like, God doesn't allow you to have gifts. I'm just like, what the frick? Till that said no Native American ever. We all have our own perceptions of God, higher power. It's what you do with it. Are you going to advance your abilities from places that, you pick a plant, you blow a wish, set a positive intention, or are you going to freaking take kids off this street and go eat them under the cities with all the local politicians and stuff like that to serve the Luciferi tale for summoning demons and all that stuff, Everybody has free will. But people get impressionable and they want to go with the mainstream. The mainstream. Keejan's been doing a great job. I saw a premiere of hers earlier, and she got my wheels turning in a lot of storylines of like, okay, well, what really happened with Sam Cooke, and what really happened with James Dean? Because I've been by his Porsche Spider hit the tree, and it ain't. It's iffy. It's questionable, Just like what's his face, Sammy Davis, when he lost his left eye. Yeah, he was in a car accident, lost his left eye. Yeah, bullshit. You ratted somebody out. And that's probably how you got the Rat Pack name. I mean, all this stuff. Like casually listen. Oh, Helen Redding died. Casually listening to freaking her story of growing. Oh, she grew up in Vaudeville down in South Africa, or not in Australia, and then like I was trying to find the talk that she said it, but I swear that bogus bandstand contest that she won that got her to New York. I swear she said something about it being in the address was 666, and then they're like, no, we don't want her. But when she was a little girl, they freaking took out one of her kidneys and one of her adrenal glands. So she had Addison's disease. That's how I learned about Addison's disease, because I know that's what I have. I have a lot of that symptoms, but it comes from like your mother being under extreme stress when you're in vitro. And there's more extreme versions. Thank God Mom didn't do drugs and stuff like that when she was just really stressed out. So she was on bed rest with me, and I was like 10 months, because my lungs were underdeveloped because of she was stressed, and I just gave all of my essence to her, essentially. And so I came out as a little 6 pounds 4 ounces, little baby, just could. I was inconsolable, but I didn't get to meet her until day 3 because she when they took me, they took her, cut her uterus in half and took one of her ovaries out. Yeah, so. But, you know, and all these truths and all these stories of this stuff are coming out, and it's freaking. That's why I work so hard to take care of her. I do. I work hard to. And then, like, today, I was, like, trying not to beat myself up listening to these other people talk about, oh, you can't do these special gifts and telekinesis. You got demons in you. I'm like, yeah, everybody has demons in them. The thing of it is I got, you know, I got my spiritual tools that keep, everybody has demons. Ain't nobody gonna get rid of their demons all the time. It's what keeps us safe, you know. It's what keeps us, you know. My demons are what, if somebody was to come and harm me, they is gonna be like, fuck, I'm gonna fight you, motherfucker. You know, those are my demons. You know, if I didn't have those, I'd be like, okay, just take it, just take me. You know, so it's what people do with them. I use mine to protect myself. And then sometimes I use them to freaking talk shit, you know. I don't mean to. I don't set out to intentionally ever hurt anyone, because there is karma related to that. It's so funny how I lose subscribers every full moon, man. I lose like 10 of them. They just, and I'm just like, dude. We all mirror each other. So when people get pissed off at me about, I'm talking to myself here, okay? I have general conversations about how I feel about things, and people take it on like I'm talking to them, and then I'm just like, okay. But until they piss me off, and then I am. You know? Hey, what up, homie? I saw you. You got freaking, God, man. The tubes, man. Oh, since you're here, I don't think I got a surprise. I mentioned this last week because it's all hocus pocus and Halloween and stuff like that. And I remember how you said that butt meddler, the butt meddler, the butt meddler. She got your Twitter account, one of your Twitter accounts closed or something. Well, I went to see her concert with Sandy Barnes and Maureen Haley in Omaha. Because The Wind Beneath My Wings. That's the only reason. Because she wrote that and was in beaches and stuff like that. And then she was off my radar. But still, so it was more for nostalgia kind of thing. So I went to go see her, and I got a T-shirt. And so the other day, because I'm going through stuff. I'm downsizing more and stuff like that. So I came across this T-shirt. I'm like, I've worn it like twice in my life. I wore it once because Keejan liked her, I think. And then I saw what I decided I was going to do is I was going to throw it away. I was like, this is a stupid shirt. I hate it. I'm going to throw it away. And then I got it out, and then I put it in the garbage. And then I was like, no, I can't throw it away. There's a reason why I got to hang on to this. And then after a couple days after that, I saw where you got your account because it shut down because of her. And I was like, that's why I didn't get to throw it away. So one day when we meet, homie, one day when we meet, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Whether I come to you or you come to me, we hang out. Whatever, I got a T-shirt for you, okay? It's a butt meddler T-shirt. And you could do whatever you want with it. You can wipe your ass with it. It's yours to do whatever you want, homie. So whatever you put out, you know, that's your intention, man. Use it wisely. Because whatever you, that's the thing. I don't ever mess with like spells and stuff like that. Because it's positive intentions. I'm so skittish, man. Because I know what karma is and how that comes back and bites you in the ass, man. Every time. I can't wish ill. And the thing of it is sometimes I really want to wish ill will on people. I'm like, I hope you, God bless you. You know, it's not easy, but it's possible. Sean, I figured out who did that picture that I confused you with. Okay? That was bothering me. It's on Martin_art_6. And it was stuff like this that I used, well, not the diving lady, but it was this. But if you go to this Instacrap, it's a lot easier to see. It's very intricate. I've see, that's a Jim Martin original. It's really cool. I have one of his pieces, one of his early works, because he didn't find his. Everybody's coming into their muses, their artistic stuff, man. It's so rad. But his evolution has been really cool to see. See, I started my artistic evolution when I drew a picture of the Roadrunner, and they put it on like one of the math worksheets when I went to Rother in like the third or fourth grade. So I was only there for 2 years. 2 years and like a couple weeks in the first part of 6. We moved around a lot. I mean, I've always just looked at life as a spectator sport, because I ain't never really been around. I really been a part. You okay? God bless you, bud. You okay? Come over. Come on, go ahead. It's okay. Come on. Huh. Artie has Addison's disease, dog version. He was the runt. He was the runt out of 9, a litter of 9 Basset, or not Basset, Beagle mix. I think he's Beagle and like Rhodesian Ridgeback, because he has the prominent cockles and stuff. But he was named after the character in Glee. That's why I've always like followed the Glee story with all the Glee 3 now. We're up to the Glee 3 now. Of what the turmoils and harm that Hollywood has done to spirits. Just break spirits. It's supposed to break spirits. Anyway, he was named after the dude in the wheelchair. I fell in love with him on Basset Beagle Rescue of the Heartland. Oh, they all came from the rescue. He's such a good boy. He's just wound up, and it's so fun. It's very can't remember. I don't know what word I'm trying to use. There's too many floating around. It's like alphabet soup up there right now. But he and my brother have the same birthday, and they have a lot of the same temperaments. And he even has a bum knee. The doctor says it doesn't need surgery, but I don't know. Maybe. It doesn't bother him. He used to play frisbee. We used to play frisbee for like he would just. I'd go out in the backyard. This is went back when I still smoked cigarettes. So I'd go have a cigarette in the backyard and throw frisbee, and then I quit smoking cigarettes, and then he's just very athletic. They go to the dog park every Sunday. It's a lot easier in the Rogue. Good dogs. They're all good dogs. I got 4. It's hard to find a place to live with 4 dogs. People don't want me. So I was gonna go down to the trailer place today, and I didn't make it today. But I drove past it, so I'm just gonna go check out Fifth Wheels and see about maybe buying one and then going and finding a place to park someplace. 'Cause I don't know. That's the part that I know I'm supposed to be patient right now. I know. I understand that. But this just because I go tomorrow doesn't mean I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy one. You know what I mean? Because I know that now, I listened to Marge astrology talk this morning, and I really appreciate her talks sometimes. And she was going on and in her talk, oh, that's what I called the video about. The video, Venus and Pisces. And she was talking about Venus and Pisces, and somebody in the chat said that they were Venus and Pisces, and I was like, well, I wonder what I am. You know? And I was like, holy cow, I'm Venus and Pisces. And then, but before I saw that, I listened to her. She's like, I was listening. She already started describing what it was, and if you go listen to her, she explains it much better. But basically, my interpretation is we are the bleeding hearts. I looked it up. I looked a couple things up. Just Venus and Pisces. Venus and Pisces are charming and playful and the most romantic of all. I'm basically a nun, so whatever. I guess I have the potential, but I just haven't met anyone to match the potential in me. So Pisces Venus is compassionate and sensitive. They have a sense of humor and love, but often suffer ups and downs in their mood. They are bothered by harshness or abrasive personalities. I'm really bothered by them, and I'm so bothered by them that I match them with calamity. If you look in the dictionary under wistful, there will be that's stupid. I'm not reading that. I couldn't believe that was in the definition. What does it mean to have Venus in Pisces? Venus in Pisces, guys and gals are lovers who naturally seek out soulmates and kindred spirits. Venus is exalted here in traditional lingo, which speaks to the Pisces associations of higher love. I have so much Pisces, it's not even fair. Forgiveness in the sublime. You can be a dreamy person that has an idea in your mind of the soulmate of your dreams. But there's so many different ideas. Because I'm a moody bitch. See? Let's be real. I am a moody bitch. So, usually I'm in a good mood, but when I'm in a bad mood, man, I don't want to be around myself. So that's why I meditate. That's why I do all these. I ground. I'm in the backyard with my feet. I was cold all day. I couldn't get warm. It's chill in the air. And I'm out there and I'm with the cat. It's just, So, but Marge, I will loosely, I think, she's like, said something about how we tried to do something about with unconditional love. Like, we try to prove unconditional love. And I'm like, I loosely, I don't even think I got that right at all. I'll have to go back and listen. So forget I said that. Just go listen to her talk. I just go listen to it. Just the first, I don't know. I like it's in the first part. But I'm being so distracted by music right now, because now every time somebody comes listening for the Lucy Fairy Tale theater, stop it! Live in light. Be in the moment. Alright. I don't remember what I was saying, so I'm going to say hi in the talking room. Hi, Violet Moon. Do you remember what she was saying? Something about that? And I was like, that's what I do in life. Is like, that's what I freaking, whenever people start touting about unconditional love, I'm the one that comes in and says, oh yeah, you want to bet? Oh my god, my racing stripe is getting more prominent. I'm not Cruella de Vil either, so if anybody ever makes those references, I hope you stub your toe on the way to the bathroom on the middle of the night and you're half asleep. That's as about as harmful as I get. We're gonna let that go. I'm having a good hair day. Oh, buddy. God is good. Oh, I didn't invite God into the room yet, did I? Confounded God. He is always in the room with me, but you guys don't know that. Or if there's anybody that's new here, they don't know that. People get their conceptions about me, and I want people to know that I believe in God and goodness and God and high vibrations and frequency and love, and you don't do kids or animals. You don't eat. I'm having a hard time eating animals these days. I was like looking at meat, and I was just like, oh, because I'm like, sometimes maybe mom needs protein, but once we get to where we want, I'll freaking buy local. Everything's gonna be local. Everything needs to be local. I hope it's not really like a huge reset. I really hope it's not. If things. There's so many potentials right now. There's so many potentials. I don't like it after all. So we're gonna go ahead and put that back up. Plus, I got a pretty. These helps with my headaches too. If you get migraines or you're starting to get head pressure and stuff like that, this helps. I just tie it really tight. Yeah. But Sean, you might like it if you go check out that guy. I mean, it's flattering. I mean, I was just like, but I think, he's trailer, no fifth wheel. No, not I misspeak. I keep saying fifth wheel, but I misspeak. I mean trailer. Yeah. No fifth wheel. I don't want a fifth wheel. I just misspeak all the time because I get the ideas about stuff and I don't care. And plus, Carl, there's always people there to correct me. So, yeah, I got to say, I'm Scorpio moon like DT, I mean, he misspeaks all the time, and then they're like, he's a liar. In fact, he's just misspeaking, man. The dude has 74 years of freaking tracking dastardly freaking bastards and assholes, because he used to be one, but, I mean, he's cleaned up his act. He's not still living the way that a lot of these creams are, and I didn't trust me. I know the dude. I don't trust nobody in politics, but that's he's not a politician. He's a businessman. So anyway, what else happened today? Oh, here is a story of why they should not take away money as currency. See? Wally World. Now, when I was in college back in 2000, I went to Bellevue University outside the gates at Offutt Air Force Base, right? And they had, I should look at that because they had a lot of Nigerian, like South African students and stuff like that. Ooh, I'm looking at that. Moving people. Anyway, so we actually went over that in a course, is the programming that goes into the scanners, the self scanners. And this was back in 2004, 2005, somewhere around there, 2004, 2005. And see, because I'm not a programmer. Okay, I'm tech support. We help make sense of the jibber jabberish that programmers do. The control freaks, the algorithm keepers, and all that shit. See, it's all control. It's all. That's why I never got into programming. It's just like they freaking cut and paste and this and that, and it's just I ain't a programmer. It's like, yeah, you guys, everybody has their place, but yeah. Anyway, they just think different, and I don't teach his own. Ain't a programmer. So, with all this, what was I talking about? Oh, I went to Bellevue, and we talked about that. And so I go into Wally World today, and and another reason why I go to Wally World is because Sam Walton. Well, my grandma was from El Paso, Texas, and that's pretty. It's in her last name was Walton, so I was like, Grandma's name's Walton, his name's Walton. Maybe we're related, maybe we're not. We're not related. I don't want to be. I don't want to be related to that family. So even if I was related, I don't think I'd ever do anything. Try and find out. Honestly, I a lot of things. So I go in to Wally World today, and I go up to the scanner and the checkout, and usually there's like a nice friendly lady there's like bouncing around, and I see one lady there, and she's going on the other, she's covering a lot of area, and she's on the other side, and because I always have trouble, I always have, because their human computer interface is shit, okay, and I'm gonna give you an example right now of how, and I'm going to explain it, and that's the thing that's cool about me. One of my abilities is because I can explain things, and people are like, oh, and then I'm like, have them fix that, and then they're like, and then it goes undone, but it is so inconvenient for so many people. Now, if you shop at Wally World, let me know if you have this experience. So, first off, Mom's red apples. First thing I scan up. 4060. Code for red apples. It's been 4016 for I don't know how long, because I've always known people who worked in grocery stores and stuff like that, so I've always paid attention to codes and things like that. So, put it on this, or I put in the code. Look up item, first off. Or this is after it lets you know that they aren't accepting cash at this, and if that's okay, that you just use your card and you can't get any cash back at this, then proceed. And okay, yeah, I'll proceed. So, look up item. If you know the number keyed in here, 4016, enter. Place apple on scale. Place apple on scale. It goes from the middle of the screen, registers apple said cost at this much. Total $3. It moves the $3 down to the total box. And it changes the color to green to let you know this is how much you owe. So it goes from here from recognizing this is the product, how much it is, down here in the coin box, okay? Alright? And then that's it. Now, everybody on the planet, I think, said, okay, pick up the apples because it turned green. Next item, put it down beside you. Into the bag area to do Mom's broccoli, right? So set it down. There's a window that pops up that says place item on scale. Again. So now put apple back on the scale. That needs to go away. That is an error. That put item back on scale freaking is wrecking people's lives, because you put it back on and then it reschedules. Now you got to, is this a second item? Now you need a person to come over. It's this stuff. That's why we can't get rid of cash, because programmers, unless they can make their shit work 100% so it works for every human being on this planet. But they can't do that because everybody has different perceptions of that. And and sometimes, how many people do you know, like me, that are electric sliders, and that we glitch out technology anyway? So what are we going to do? We can't use your interface in your 3D world, so we don't get to eat or nothing? You know what I mean? It's like, unless they can make a system that works for everybody, then they're just making systems that are made to be broken. And then now, that's why old DT's bringing all the jobs back from China that never should have left anyway. He's bringing troops back home that never should have been over there for, their evil doing anyway. There's so much goodness coming out. But at the same time, there's so much fire in the sky, astrologically speaking. I was in the backyard a little while ago when I was listening to Keejan's premiere on her channel earlier, and the neighbors across, the guy was just like yelling, and I'm ready to just be like, hey man, it's cool. You're not, just go walk it off. You don't want to get in trouble. Because the yoga teacher over here, she has no problem calling the cops on you. She'll hide behind there's a man yelling, and you're having a heated exchange, and you know, just you don't want to get in no trouble, kind of thing, because people get stuck in a loop. And sometimes, you know, people like to push buttons, and then people right now, they don't have emotional control. We know who doesn't have emotional control right now. Look at the whole world. Who doesn't have? People don't have control over what life can be if they, you know, releasing the old idea of how it was. I'm trying not to have any idea of I'm trying. It is taking me all that I can do to just be in the present moment, for every moment, all day long today. Because there is so much kinetic energy. There is so much fire. And, well, now we're in Taurus. We're still in Libra Sun, but the moon's in Taurus. And these energies, they're just, it's not like they hurt, you know, they're just different. And it's just, I just got so much, but I got no place to go. So, it's very, you know, and some people call it, I don't like the psychiatric terms that people use. I like to call it full spectrum. That we all have all these emotions in us, and we all pick up on other people's emotions. I know I'm safe. I know that my family's safe. Mom has a headache. I hope she feels better. She will feel better. I get headaches all the time. I am her, you know, she gets headaches, you know, she doesn't like taking anything for anything, and I should have gave her a magnesium. Anyway, she'll have one in the morning. So, I think that's about all I got. I think I said my piece. There's just, you know, people are, if you get racing thoughts and stuff like that, you just got so much, just go for a walk around the block and get some fresh air, you know. Check out if you can see the stars where you're at, be around trees. Just, you know, get that out of you. You know, don't let it bottle up, man. Don't let it bottle up. That's where your demons get, when you bottle stuff up, that's when the demons get dark and they dance around, and then you add alcohol or whatever, you know, on top of it. That's when you know, your spirit actually leaves your vessel. Your spirit leaves your vessel with alcohol, drugs, stuff like that. It does. And then that allows the demons to come in, and then people, they're not even, you know, how many times have we heard, it wasn't me, I didn't mean to do that. Demons and stuff like that are very, 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 very real. That's why I like to invite I invite God into the room in these talks to let people know that, I mean, people, you know, I'm not here to judge. I do judge from time to time when I'm in my soul sack, when my ego's freaking rampant and I'm not spiritually fit. But when I'm meditate and I'm not most of the time I'm pretty chill. I don't judge. I judge people because I've done it all. And if I haven't done, you know, like some of the worst stuff, it means I haven't done it in this incarnation. Don't mean I haven't done it in any past incarnations. You know, everybody has bad stuff happen to them. You know, a lot of people. It's just how many people have had bad stuff happen to them that have been able to bring all their aspects back and learn how to love again and heal. That's what the world needs right now. The world needs a big old huge healing. It doesn't need a big old ass whooping. That's what got us in this much. People getting abused and beaten and freaking disregarded, and then freaking, you know, you don't give a damn about yourself, and then here we go with the sex trade. Just, we need healing, man. We need people to go back into their heart space and just be a kid again before everybody got pervy and chasing sensations and, you know, dastardly, and everything was about money and drugs and you know, perpetuating that. I let God get too small in my life. I take responsibility for that. I won't do it again. So, It's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.